Okay, folks, so released today, Ubuntu 23.10, latest version has come out, and we're going to be taking a look at it today. So it has a couple of new updates to it, including a new software store. The new installer has been further refined, as well as it's using some of the latest updates, of course, from GNOME or GNOME 45 desktop. So we're going to take a look at these changes shortly. Okay, so as you can see here, it starts off with this new screen. I'm going to select English. And you know what? Let's first install it before we take a look. So I'm going to do install Ubuntu, English, and using the wired connection, that's fine. You get the default installation, which is just the essentials, web browser and basic utilities, or a more full installation, of course, which has web browser, games, and Office utilities, more like how it's always been up until now. Install third party for graphics and Wi-Fi drivers, and install for additional media formats. I'm going to hit next. Let it think about. I'm just going to let it erase it, just install Ubuntu. I'm not going to use any of these advanced features. We could be experimental and use ZFS, but I'm not going to do that today. But it is great to see that it's actually, this option is back. Gonna go next. Install, that's fine. My name is Gosh, I'll call it Ubuntu and require my password to log in. I'm going to choose a dark theme, easier on the eyes, and let it run through the install. Okay, so that was quite a quick install. Let's restart now. Okay, so let's log in with Gosh. Have it, so first thing, of course, a connection online account. I'm going to skip that. I'm not going to send info to Canonical. I'm not going to enable application services, but of course we have the Are You Ready to Go screen. So first of all, looking here, you'll see we have the new activity menu thing that GNOME 45 uses, which is something else. And of course, the system allows you to also better drag and drop and do different windows when it comes to moving them around. And I see there's already the first update. Okay, so first thing I want to go through here, of course, is some of the new software. So what is just being added to this as well is, of course, the new firmware update. So this is now part of the default installation. And just so you know, this app is a Snap app as well. So if you were to remove snaps from your system, you would be removing that as well. Then the new App Center, right? No more using the old GNOME software store, right? This is a new, much faster App Center that exists, and of course showing you the installed apps, as well as showing you which apps are part of the system, which is quite a lot. So for example, if you want to do featured, or explore, or productivity, you can just go and search these things, right, and changing by the relevance or the alphabetical. And I can already tell you it's much faster. Although, just be note, this is also a Snap package, so you guessed it, you remove snaps, this isn't going to work anymore. If you hit on discover more for snaps, you're going to come to this. So I'm going to click on this here, the Snap reborn thing, and hit install, and it, in this case, it gives me what option do I want. Some other bits of software which I'll show you give you other channels or of software to select. Sometimes a piece of software you might want the newer version, and at least now you, while it's busy doing that, you can go and open up something else in the meantime without it giving to me options. So here's a good example of other bits of software and channels. So for example, you can use the pre-alpha, the stable, different candidates, the Git version, etc. Having said that though, while it's running, I don't see a section that actually shows you the status of an existing install. So that possibly will come in an update. And I guess that it will automatically grab the snap version if that is all that there is. So let's go back. Okay, and this thing is now opened. So if we wanted to install it, we could just hit the burger menu or the three dots and go and install. I'm just going to say open, and I'm going to wait. And it's open up to this app. Okay, so that's probably one of the big headlines. Is of course the new App Store, Firefox, and thankfully, in new versions now, Firefox opens up much faster than it used to. So you can just set up in seconds option if you want. We don't want to import anything. Skip the step and start browsing. And it's good to see that at least Firefox opens up a lot faster, which is really awesome. Thunderbird, it's using the new version 1.15. So as you can see here, it is of course the new interface of Thunderbird, which is really a great version. LibreOffice, right? Office Writers, newer versions of, well, 7.62 on Branch. Not really much to show over there. Let's go to settings. Of course, much easier to access a bunch of the settings that have been around before. Easy access to proxy. Appearance, of course, hasn't changed too much. A couple of new different backgrounds. Ubuntu desktop, the normal configuration that's available here, and of course enhanced tiling. Most of these are pretty much default. If we go to about here, you'll see it's Ubuntu 23.10, right? And if I go to system details, this of course is new part of GNOME, and of course we are running the newer kernel Linux 6.5.9, running within Wayland. And this is, of course, running GNOME T5 as well. General responsiveness of things seems to be pretty quick. Not much to worry too much about. They've definitely worked on the speed of it, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Terminal-wise, right, we're using GNOME Terminal. It even tells you it's for GNOME 45. So let's do a sudo apt update. And of course, using the new repos, sudo apt install fetch. And there we go. Total of 13 installed snaps. Okay, 12 would be out of the box. The extra one is the Notion one. We did it as a test. And of course, still majority is normal Debian packages. And of course, additional features here, right-clicking on the desktop, being able to customize what's shown and not shown on the desktop. And I guess if you're interested, the different wallpapers. And of course, this one that reminds me a bit of Westworld. Okay, software and updates tool. Pretty much still looking the same here. As you can see here, we haven't enabled any developer options. Of course, by default, allowing some proprietary drivers, etc. as needed. Okay, software updater. Let's apply the new updates, whatever these are. Looks to be some Python updates. That seems to be working pretty well, pretty quick. No issues or options there. Going into files, of course. Now that if you change some of your viewing options as well. So for example, you can change your directory, copy your location. If you put this back into the grid view, you now can have the option of visible columns and choosing types and size, owners, permissions, and moving that around and only moving that to the current folder. That of course is part of GNOME 45. Okay, so looking at the system resources, 1.7 gigs of memory being used, pretty low CPU usage, although this thing isn't doing anything. And interestingly enough, of course, if you're looking at the file systems, you can see root, snap, and of course the additional Firefox snap there as well. So, not a couple of minor enhancements, but especially the addition of the new app store is a great win. Who's this for? Well, if you're the Ubuntu lover and you continuously like to get the new updates every 6 months, this looks like this is installed for you. But it'll be interesting to see as more users use it, how stable it actually is. As always, folks, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below and bye for now.